guys, welcome back to my channel. So I am going to share with you, it is that time of the year where we get to rip what we sowed, and I planted lots of vegetables, and now it's harvest time, and I want to share with you those vegetables of mine that survived. Here they are. All of these ones survived the hot summer months. I have also, I have a huge gopher problem in my yard. So, a lot of my crops were disturbed by gophers, but fortunately some survived. So those are the ones that are here that I'm going to share with you. One of my fruit trees is up. Like, I have a couple of banana trees, and one of them produced bananas, and so I want to share that with you. So here is the banana that it produced. Ta-da! Not beautiful, 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 beautiful banana. Yeah, I think we'll eat some, but then I'm gonna make sure to make a smoothie out of it. Mix it. I like to mix my smoothie with different fruits. So I may have like mixed bananas and like peach. I have a nectarine too. So I'll just mix a bunch of the fruits with banana. Alright, so that's one of my crops. Alright, so the next one I want to share with you that survived the hot summer months and go first. This one, celery. I love celery. I love how they're crunchy and they have no taste, but they're very high in water content, and they do have a lot of antioxidants. So I love me some celery. So here it is, celery. I actually washed some so I can crunch on it. Listen. So I love that crunchy sound that celery makes when you chew on it. The next crop I'm gonna show you. I love squash. So here's a beautiful squash that grew from my garden. Isn't that pretty? Nice, huh? So I have the green squash. I also planted yellow squash. See how beautiful? Yeah, I love eating squash. So here we go. I'm glad they survived. These tend to always survive. They really don't have a problem surviving usually. I think because their leaves are kind of thorny, so gophers don't like them. They stay away from the squash. Alright, so the next one are the peppers. Alright, my bell peppers. I love cooking with bell peppers. The sweet taste of it. I love it. So I planted red bell pepper as well as the green just snack on them or use them in my salad. So I grow these every year, and they always survive as well. Because I think most of the vegetables that grow as vines, they always survive because their leaves are kind of thorny. So the gophers don't like them. They like the ones with smooth skin or smooth leaves. So they tend to eat those ones. But these ones that have a thorny leaves, they tend to leave them alone. So yes, these cucumbers came from my veggie garden. Love them. And next, my tomatoes. I grew these tomatoes from my garden. Tomatoes are another vine vegetables that gophers don't like. So these ones tend to survive a lot as well. So yes, here are my tomatoes. So what I usually do because a lot of the tomatoes, they ripe about the same time. So I usually make like homemade tomato paste or tomato sauce, and I freeze them so that I can use them to cook, throughout the year. I like to make tomato sauce. I like to use them to make tomato sauce for like eating rice, or for eating vegetables, or for eating pasta. So yeah, I like to use the tomatoes and red bell pepper and blend it together and freeze it so I can make my red stew for rice. Yes. And they smell so good. I love the smell of them. And they smell really, really nice. So that's that one. I also grew these radishes, y'all. These radishes also came from my garden. I love radishes. They're a little peppery, but I like the crunchy sound that they make also when you chew them. Yeah, I like to chop them up and just, snack on them. Yeah, so that's from my garden as well. These are kale green. Kale green is my favorite green. And so I plant these every year and they always survive. So I have these kale green. I use kale green to cook different things. I use them to make smoothies. I use them to make soup. And sometimes I just chop them up and, saute them with onion and green red pepper or bell pepper and use them as a side vegetable dish. And they're very healthy and delicious, filled with antioxidants. So these are a must-have for my garden every year. Next are carrots. I planted these carrots in my garden as well because I love carrots. I cook almost every vegetable meal I cook consists of carrots and a bunch of other things, so I always add carrots. So it makes sense to plant carrots always, and they survived, so I'm happy about that. Alright, so I washed some so I can munch on it, and so you can hear the crunchy sound of this. I love the sound, the crunchy sound of carrots when you chew on them. So listen. And carrots are delicious. They actually have a nice sweet taste. I love them. They are perfect for a snack, and you know, instead of eating candy, this is a nice nutritious snack to have. You just chop them up and carry them to work or school as a snack. That's what I do. And they will quench your hunger. They're highly nutritious. Eating my harvest. It's so rewarding to reap what you sow, especially when it's crops that you worked hard to plant. And because it's not easy to tend to them, you have to nurse them. You don't just plant them and expect them to grow. You have to really tend to them. Make sure they're getting water. Make sure they're getting nutrition. Make sure they have sunlight. Make sure the soil is good where you planted them. And you have to pull weed. You have to maintain that garden. Otherwise, your crops will not survive. So it was a lot of work to grow these crops. So I'm really excited that, that they turned out nice. There's been times there I planted crops in my garden and none of them survived because of the gopher problems that I have in my yard. The gophers ate everything. But now I have this gopher control type of thing that kind of chases them away. I think that's why, most of my crops survived this time. But yeah, it is a lot of work to get your crops to survive. And but it is enjoyable work if you like gardening. And I love gardening, so I don't mind it, right? So let me show you my next one. I also planted corn. See, this is the corn that I planted, and they did well as well. So let's open it up and see what we got here. Let's open it. Oops. Let's see what we got. What we got. wait to boil them. You know, I like to boil them. Sometimes I roast them with the husk on. They're roasted. They taste yummy. And I like to eat them with coconut. I usually buy coconut from like Sprouts. Sprouts has fresh coconut. If you are into coconut, buy them from a health food store because they usually bring them fresh. And yeah, so that's where I get my coconut. I used to get them from random stores like Ralph's or Albertsons or even Stater Brothers, and when I crack them open, they'll be rotten already. But when I buy them from health food stores like Sprouts, they're always fresh. Okay, so if you're into coconuts, try buying them from Sprouts or any health food store. Okay, because you know they bring them fresh, and yeah, they don't leave them there for a long time to rot, and then they try to sell it to you. Yeah, so this is the corn. I will be boiling them. My garden produced a whole bunch of them, so I will be boiling them, and we will be snacking on them. Instead of popcorn, we will have fresh corn to snack on as we watch a movie or something like that. Okay, so that's this one. And let me see what else I have. I also have an orange tree. So these are one of the oranges that my tree produced. Alright, so and then last but not the least is my pumpkin here. Alright, I grew pumpkin also, and here is a pumpkin that my garden produced. I will be carving this pumpkin in another video for you to see. Alright, so I will be showing you, so you have to subscribe so you can see it. And if you can put on your your notification bell, so that when I do post about the pumpkin carving, you can see it. Alright, I will be seeing you in the next episode. So please, pretty please, if you enjoyed my fall harvests video, like it, push that like button and like the video so that YouTube will keep sending you my videos. Okay? Alright. I appreciate your watching my video, and I will see you in my next one. And please subscribe because I have a lot of content for the holidays for you. I'm gonna be making lots of videos about the holidays. Halloween, if you're into Halloween, I will be making lots of Halloween videos for you.